Denver 8 TV. Your city, your source.
We're really pleased to have you all here today. And this is a really exciting event for us at the City of Denver. We have the opportunity to recognize a number of top performers in our city who have really made a difference. They made a difference for their peers, their work groups, and the citizens of the City and County of Denver. So thank you again for that. My name is Karen Naparco. I'm the Executive Director of Human Resources for the city, and I have the extreme privilege and pleasure to welcome our distinguished guests today, the elected City Council members, the appointees of the Mayor, and the Honorable Mayor Michael Hancock. And especially we're thrilled to welcome the award winners and their peer work group and their families and guests. Thank you again and welcome. I'd like to take a brief moment just to share with you how we arrive at these awards and these award winners and why we value them so much within the city. First and foremost, I think, is that the 5281 award nominations are nominations from peers. They're peers nominating their peers, which, as you know, means so much more, right? It's a really great thing, and we're thrilled about that. Peers recognize the special contributions that the folks that they work with every day bring forward to help make Denver an even stronger city than it is today. They also do some wonderful things. They lead by example, right? They set the example for the rest of us. They set a really high level of service, not only within the city, but to our citizens surrounding the city. We strive every day to provide a really high level of service within the city and externally. As you know, customer service and the customer experience is a very important thing for us. Service is one of the core values that we all share across the city. And that level of service, extends the opportunity and the great work that we can bring to everyone in the city. So today we appreciate and we congratulate these award winners for the personal ownership that they have taken to make a difference in their city. This year is also a very special year for us because this year for 5281, we actually have more team award winners than we have individual winners. It's great for individuals and it's great for teams, but what's so special about the team awards is it shows that we are coming together as a city across all agencies, across all work groups, to bring forward some really strong initiatives that keep our city strong. Today's winners innovatively identified areas of opportunity to improve customer service, to reduce expense and promote cost savings. They provided for process improvements, better customer service to our residents, and innovation. They seized the opportunity. They took that opportunity to really stand out and to make a key difference. And they did so individually as well as collectively. In a few moments, you'll learn about the many initiated projects and initiatives that are helping to keep our city strong. So please join me in listening to their stories and seeing the pride on their faces as we all recognize and thank them for their many contributions. It's now my pleasure to introduce our Mistress of Ceremonies, Megan Fitzgerald from NBC 9 News. Thank you so much. And we'll start sharing the good news. Megan?
Well, thank you very much. It's certainly a privilege, a pleasure to be here. I'm a little taller, so I'm gonna try and hike this up a little. Okay, here we go. So we want to begin today by asking everyone to stand as we, for the presentation of the colors by the Denver Sheriff's Department and the Pledge of Allegiance by the Sheriff Diggins.
detail. Halt. Layer. Hey. Present. Halt.
Good afternoon. Will you please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Halt. Right. Heads. Upward. Halt.
Thank you. You may be seated. It's truly an honor to be here today to help recognize and celebrate the many city and county of Denver employees who have made significant contributions in 2014 and took the extra steps to exemplify the city's STARS values, as I'm sure you're aware of: service to customers, teamwork, accountability, respect for self and others, safety. In addition, they helped the city reach one or more of the city's 5 goals: to spur new economic development, to increase opportunity for Denver kids, to foster a strong relationship between our residents and Denver's safety departments, and strengthen the safety net to protect our most valuable and vulnerable residents, to transform city government and provide the highest quality service at the lowest possible cost, to re-energize the city's commitment to environmental, economic, and social sustainability. There are so many things that make Denver unique, as we all know, from our innovative approach to sustainable neighborhoods, to our youth-focused programs, to the creation of beautiful public spaces that empower communities to do more, to create more. Today, we celebrate those individuals and teams who have elevated service to deliver this unique city of opportunity, a city where anything and everything is possible. I now have the pleasure and distinct honor to introduce a very special guest, Gianna Sanchez. Gianna is one of Denver's brightest youth. She serves as the youth co-chair for the Mayor's Youth Commission. She is a junior at Bear Creek High School and takes college courses. How about that? She is in the National Honor Society, the National Technical Honor Society, and member of the American GI Youth Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, Gianna Sanchez.
Really short. Okay. Good afternoon. I am deeply humbled and grateful that I have the opportunity to speak to you today. Being here highlights how far youth have come in being able to raise their voices and speak their opinions in an important, action-provoking manner. Personally, my life has changed tenfold from the multitude of opportunities I am given to speak. But more importantly, are the opportunities I get to be heard. I didn't understand the importance of my own voice until I joined the Denver Mayor's Youth Commission. On the commission, youth collaborate on issues in Denver to create change for our city and the youth in it. Students and adults are a vital partnership that encourage solutions for the challenges youth face today. When I started on the commission, I was terrified to talk about my ideas, in fear that I would be ridiculed or judged. Nevertheless, it did not take long for me to realize that everyone's thoughts, including my own, matter. Now I am the co-chair of this commission, and I am not only comfortable talking in public, but encouraged and excited to do so. I remember clearly a time in my 3 years on the commission when I felt my voice really had impact. It was during my first year, and I was still the young, shy girl that didn't speak up that often. We were working on mental health and trying to erase the stigma around seeking help for mental issues. The group was in the process of trying to be more involved on social media. That turned into a conversation about Twitter, and when people start talking about Twitter, they are bound to start talking about hashtags. So of course, we had to come up with our own mental health destigmatizing hashtag. While we started throwing random ideas around for a lighthearted hashtag and commenting about the funnier ones that some came up with, I chimed in with one I thought would be clever. Hashtag help helps. They didn't think it was that funny. In fact, they thought it was a great idea. Turns out, when we presented it to the rest of the commission, they loved it too. It stuck for the next 2 years, and we use the hashtag today as a sort of slogan. I learned through that experience that even the ideas I had that I thought were ridiculous weren't. Had I dismissed the idea I had in my mind, rather than expressed it, the Mayor's Youth Commission and its purpose may be something different than it is today. Through this commission, I found that the words I have to share are impactful, influential, and inspiring. On top of that, being in an environment with other youth has nurtured my thoughts and ideas and contributed to my success as a youth leader. It led me to discover that everyone has a song to sing and a story to share, and they should voice that always. Words are power. From Abraham Lincoln to Martin Luther King to Malala Yousafzai, words are pivotal in history and continue to be today. They hold a kind of importance that is paramount to any other method of change. Without voice, we live an indifferent existence, a life that is lacking of purpose. Desmond Tutu declared, "If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor." I believe that we must speak in times of struggle, because if we don't speak and let things happen unchallenged, we allow a force to continue to push against what we believe without confrontation. And what would the world be today if we didn't have the courageous individuals who aided in advocating for a better world simply by using the amazing ability of creating sound with their mouths? The ability to think and collaborate and express feeling vocally holds the most significant importance possible. And if our voices cannot be heard, we must be louder, stronger, bolder. It is such an empowering and uplifting thing to know how grand we really are in the chaos of a growing world, especially to youth who are so used to feeling ordinary. Because of cities like Denver and the organizations and caring adults it harbors, I can easily speak and be heard. And that is a phenomenal thing. I thank and congratulate the recipients of this award. Your efforts in the community have provided a platform for youth involvement. You all inspire me to grow through your examples. I can only hope that in some small way, I have made an impact in your lives as you have on mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Gianna. It's now my honor to now welcome to the stage Denver City Council President Christopher Herndon.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is a pleasure to be here and congratulate you and take a few moments to talk about the great work that you do as well as introduce our mayor. But first thing I want to do, and the mayor always does a good job at this, but I want to take the opportunity to introduce some of my partners in crime. And I see Councilwoman at Large, Robin Kinij is here. And if we do have any other city council members here, I would ask that you please stand. And I think it's just Councilwoman Kinij. So thank you so much for being here. And it's an honor and congratulations. As I was driving here, I saw a sign that said, "Be known for something other than your status update." And I think that the people that we're going to recognize today are certainly testaments to that. And as we talk about the star values, I'm just going to refer to you as stars and tell you thank you for what you do each and every day. Your accolades are certainly well-deserved. And I also wanted to take the opportunity to recognize those that aren't being acknowledged for the great work that they do. As my capacity as City Council President and Councilwoman Kinij can acknowledge, we interact with city employees every day. And there are stars that go each and every day to do the little things that make our city great. And so I wanted to certainly say thank you to all of them as well, because you are truly what makes this a great city, and we cannot thank you enough for all that you do. And it's my honor to introduce the mayor, and I want to tell a story, and I hope the mayor doesn't get really nervous as I'm doing this without a script. But it's interesting as we talk about the STAR values, there's certainly a component that is attached to all of those, and that is leadership. And so what I'd like to do is take you back to October of 2006. For those of you that don't know, I'm a veteran, and I moved to Denver shortly after exiting the military in my service, and I was moved to the region in 2006, and in October 2006, I was attending church, a service in Montbello. And at the end of the service, the pastor said, and we have a special guest here that I'd like to introduce, and is our councilman, Councilman Hancock. And Councilman Hancock stood up at the time and was introducing candidate Ritter, who was running for governor. And so they talk about the importance of voting, and we're in the foyer at the end, and I'd been in the region for a few months, and I go up to Councilman Hancock and I say, hello, my name is Chris Herndon, and I'm a veteran. I'd love to be able to meet with you if you have a moment, just so I can learn how to get more involved in the community. And without even blinking, the council president next to the candidate for governor says, absolutely. And he gave me his information, said, let's sit down, let's talk. And from that one interaction became a mentorship, became a friendship that I'm forever thankful for. And I think about the adage, you can truly tell a person's character to see how they treat people who can add no value to them. And I think about that, and that's certainly telling of the individual that he is, and I am so proud to call him my mayor and my friend, and I share that because true the testament of his leadership, because it starts at the top. And we have a fantastic mayor that's leading this great city as an example to all the great employees that we have. And I also say this tongue-in-cheek as well, if for those people that really have a problem with me, you can just blame the mayor. So it is my honor to introduce our mayor, the Honorable Michael B. Hancock.
Thank you, Council President Herndon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. I absolutely love coming to these events. I love not only the 5281 award ceremonies, I love our pinning ceremonies that we do for employees on a monthly basis. I do everything to not miss those. I don't think I've missed one in 4 years. Because of the real honor and personal privilege, I really see it as the ability to touch, to talk to city employees. Let me do a couple things. I want to thank the committee that worked so tirelessly to put this event on. This room is gorgeous, isn't it? And I think, yeah, from the decorations to the lunch, they're showing, it's this committee's demonstration of how they want and how we should honor our city employees. So I'm going to ask the members of the committee of the 5281 awards to please stand and take a bow on behalf of all the city employees. Committee members, thank you. There they are. Thank you all so much. And this is probably the same group that will do our Spirit Week, right? Employee Spirit Week and all the other good things. I want to thank Councilman Chris Herndon, all the members of City Council who are here, members of my staff who are here. I want to thank Channel 9's Megan Fitzgerald for being here. I have a guy who's been after me and been wanting to train me for quite some time now. And so he sends me this video of one of his prized clients. And this prized client is swinging this hammer on this big tire and doing this like full body workout on this tire. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my God, this is what you want to do to me? He's like, yeah, I want to put you through this workout. I'm like, who is this? He said, well, that's Megan Fitzgerald. And so when the next time I saw Megan, I said, I'm never going to mess with you. I know what you're doing when you're not working. You are working out. But thank you, Megan, for doing this. So listen, I think about what happens every day in this city in terms of what we are charged to do as a city, to care for the Treasury, people who work every day to make sure every penny is accounted for, who always end up within a % or two of forecasts. When I think about how the people of this city take for granted that their trash will be picked up on once a week in this city, that recycling will occur every other week on time as scheduled. I think about the fact that when snow begins to fall, unlike many mayors who've come before me, I get to go to sleep and have a peaceful night, knowing that city employees have got this. When we think about what's happening in society every day, and on our streets, and that we live in one of the safest cities in America. I think about the men and women who put on the badge every day and go out their front doors with the uncertainty to serve and protect the people of this city. I think about the mother of 3 children who walk in the doors of Denver Human Services seeking SNAP benefits and health benefits and energy assistance, maybe rent assistance, and that caseworker who greets them to help guide them through. When I think about the phone calls or the comments I get from residents about how beautiful the flower beds are in the various parks around our city and how we've been able to recover from the drought that hit our city several years ago. Think about how so many families are grateful for the My Denver card and that 67,000 plus kids are now flooding our rec centers and that there are rec coordinators and directors ready to care for them. I think about the 11,000 city employees who every day are on post to deliver the services of one of the greatest cities in the world. And we arrive at this destination called 5281 Awards to honor our dedicated city employees who are simply every day showing up to make it happen. Day in and day out, thousands of you are out there making sure that we can continue the good job that we all, for this great city, the city that we all call home, creating opportunities for new businesses and for families. So whether it's livening up our public spaces through art like the PS You Are Here team doing every day, or leading the nation in the new frontier of legal marijuana like the inspection teams at DPD and DFD and the city attorney's office, or driving innovation in city operations so that we as a city can better serve our residents with the help of our Peak Academy team. From animal protection to the county court, human services, parks and rec, and DIA, you are leading the way and showing the good work that the city can do. Everything we do is about leadership and creating a city of opportunity for every single resident that we serve. Let me close with this little plug. On your table, and I left mine, so LaTanya, please forgive me, there is a flyer entitled Project Denver Delivers. I want you to grab it and hold it up. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Mary Louise and I, my wife, and I decided to sponsor this Project Delivers program as a way to honor our city employees. We challenged city employees last year to take pictures of their coworkers while at work, doing the job of the people. And then we have a committee that selects the pictures that we will hang around the city. Well, it's time once again to ask you between the first of this month to the end of this month to take out your little iPhones and your phones, Samsungs, whatever they call them, Androids, and take a picture of your coworker or coworkers doing the work of the people and submit them to the website or email that's here so that the committee can select some and we will unveil them this summer at Spirit Week. When are we going to do it? In May. But the ideal is that before it's said and done, we want pictures of city employees all over this city, plastered with smiles, with sweat and anguish, serving the people of Denver. And that's what Project Delivers is all about, a way to honor you and to wait for the people of Denver to see us all over the city doing the work that they have charged us to do. So I'm honored to be here. I'm going to stand on the stage. I'm going to shake every hand that is honored today. And with that, I'm going to bring Megan Fitzgerald back up, and let's get this party started. Thank you all.
All right. Well, we begin with our first 5281 individual award honoree, Michael Bouchard from Denver Parks and Recreation. Michael was hired to manage Denver Parks and Recreation's biggest initiative, the River Vision Implementation Plan. The $30 million plan involves completely renovating 4 parks along the South Platte River into world-class park destinations, renovating and upgrading over 2 miles of river trail, and restore a quality habitat to a large section of the river that is currently considered an aquatic dead zone. Michael took great care to meet with the many stakeholders whom have an interest in the project and organize the numerous contracts required to receive funding for this project. He met on site with nearby communities to walk them through the design work. These communities are now the biggest supporters of the project. Michael's development of a new budget management tool, along with his organizational skills, kept the plan on time and, most importantly, on budget. All of this while keeping stakeholders happy. Michael's excellent work on this initiative has resulted in Mayor Michael Hancock's personal selection of this project as one of 3 key economic opportunities for Denver. Congratulations to Michael. Frank Day-Doan, Technology Services. Frank Day-Doan has made a major impact on how technology services contributes to the city's overall success. He believes that employees should be a #1 priority so that they can, in turn, deliver better services to customers. In 2014, Frank and his team focused on providing improved services and performances for DPD by deploying data network to over 500 mobile terminals in police cars. He helped the Department of Safety by creating new dashboard, allowing them to make intelligent business decisions around crime and office productivity. He has been instrumental in the city's e-government initiatives and applications, including the latest application, Pocket Gov, which helps citizens access city services and requests either online or on their mobile devices. As a member of the iFund committee, he has implemented a cost-effective and sustainable cloud-first strategy to further strengthen the city's ability to deliver services to customers anywhere and at any time. He has also partnered with DIA to woo technology companies to Denver. Frank is also creating opportunities for Denver's youth. He works with Denver Public Works to mentor and coach kids in the field of technology. At West Academy, about 56 students have experienced the work that technology services provides, including repairing PCs and developing code. The team comes to kids and offers hands-on training. Frank's staff says, quote, "The culture he has instilled makes technology services a great place to work. We are a motivated workforce that is producing at a very high level." Congratulations to Frank. Mark Inzana, Denver International Airport. In early 2014, Mark joined Denver International Airport as a manager of customer initiatives. One of his tasks was to improve the Ambassador Volunteer Program. The volunteers are known for their hospitable services for the thousands of customers who travel and enjoy DIA every day. Although this program was working, Mark realized there was room for improvement. In the first 2 months, he embarked on an improvement journey with the volunteers. He benchmarked other airport programs to establish sustainable performances for DIA. Mark's extraordinary leadership skills and dedication to the volunteers and the programs remain at the highest level, even after he lost nearly 20% of the workforce due to changes in the program. He was able to maintain the 40,000 hours that were donated by the volunteers. Mark's leadership style and approach to problem solving put the Ambassador Program at the forefront of the American Association of Airport Executives Consumer Services Conference. He was able to present the program's success to other airport volunteer program managers, inspiring them to find ways to improve customer satisfaction at their airports. Mark is not done with his customer improvement journey. He has started a new pet therapy program at the airport that will provide some much-needed stress relief to DIA customers. Congratulations to Mark. Deputy Gregory Liggins, Denver Sheriff's Department. In October of last year, Denver Deputy Gregory Liggins showed his fellow deputies, inmates, and community that there is another side to the Denver Sheriff's Department. He showed them that they are trained, dedicated, caring, and selfless individuals. He showed them that they are trained and what it's all about to be a deputy. While on duty at the downtown Denver Detention Center, Deputy Gregory Liggins witnessed an inmate standing on the second floor cell pod railing with a sheet tied around his neck. As he ran towards the inmate, the man jumped and was dangling from the railing. Deputy Liggins lifted the inmate with one arm while he reached for his radio with the other, making sure the inmate did not get strangled by the sheets. He held the inmate up until the other deputies were able to free the sheets from around his neck. The inmate received medical treatment and thanked Deputy Liggins for saving his life. Deputy Liggins' heroics inspired other deputies to be more mindful of the chance of inmates committing suicide. The Denver City Council, the media, the community publicly recognized him for his actions. His story helped to begin to restore the department's reputation with the public and improve staff morale. Deputy Liggins was also nominated for an award. He is truly a hero. Congratulations, Deputy. Jessica Skibo, purchasing. Jessica Skibo's commitment to teamwork and communications has been key to the contract the city has secured with the Department of Safety. In 2014, she was instrumental in the Denver Police Department becoming a leader in the areas of halo cameras and body cameras in the short amount of time. Jessica's extraordinary leadership and customer service carried DPD through the process for the procurement of new safety equipment and systems. She led the team through complex meetings, securing the right vendors for the success of the police department. She managed meetings between DPD and purchasing for a first-ever rewrite of uniform specification meetings, the particular needs of the officers. Her knowledge of the procurement process, coupled with her relationship development skills, put DPD and purchasing on the fast track to receiving the much-needed uniforms and safety equipment. Safety systems, like the halo cameras, provide the citizens of Denver an extra layer of security that's needed. She was able to secure new contracts for the city's halo surveillance systems, helping to improve the current support service and obtain $15,600 in cost savings. She helped to provide an overall savings of $422,633 for a total of 13 procurements. Please give another round of applause for Jessica Skibo. Now we would like to introduce our team winners. Looks like they're in place. Recovery Court Program Team, County Court. Our first 5281 Team Awards is presented to the Recovery Court Team at Denver County Court. Over the past few years, the Denver County Court identified 300 individuals who were top violators and persons who needed the most help. They were frequently in court, jail, and charged with low-level crimes. It was determined that this population needed a comprehensive response for criminal justice systems in order to break the cycle of reoffending. In 2014, the court started offering individuals a way out of this cycle through the Recovery Court Program. The program provides increased accountability, case managers, housing, behavioral health, and trauma care, peer support, rewards, and sanctions. The program allows 40 individuals to participate. A review team meets on Wednesdays to discuss the progress of the participants. The participants appear before Judge Brees at 2 p.m. every Wednesday. This schedule builds rapport between the defendants, judge, and other stakeholders, which makes reinforcement more meaningful. From September through December, the failure to appear rate was only 7% compared to a 44% rate of the arraignment courtroom where their cases were typically heard. 6 months prior to the program, these 40 individuals had 95 arrests and spent 1,932 days in jail. 40 individuals had 95 arrests and spent 1,932 days in jail. 6 months after the program, they had 49 arrests and spent 546 days in jail. Big difference. Many of the participants have alcohol or drug addiction and are mentally ill. They receive temporary housing and are grateful for the positive reinforcement the services are receiving. Thank you to the Recovery Court team for changing these lives. Active Net Implementation Program, Parks and Recreation. In 2014, the Denver Parks and Recreation team was in desperate need of a new software program to properly handle all point-of-sale transactions. The new selected system needed to have the capacity for implementation in all the DPR's facility, campgrounds, and work with the My Denver program. Additionally, it had to have an online capability for registration, membership, sales, and reservations for customers. After selecting the ActiveNet software program, Denver Parks and Recreation knew it needed strong teams to implement this new complex system. From this, the ActiveNet implementation team was born. The team consisted of employees from various levels of the department who were tasked with different objectives, including charter revisions, budget requests and changes, training, and more. The team's implementation efforts strategize work business processes through the creation of manuals, trainings, video, and system configurations. Customers can register for various events, permits, and activities anytime. 63% of all winter activity registrations are now conducted online. In 2014, holiday sales increased by 68%, totaling an extraordinary $470,000. Denver's youth can now register online for their My Denver card and can check out books at the Denver Library. Congratulations to ActiveNet implementation team. Adult Protective Services team, Denver Human Services. In 2014 was a year of significant change for the Adult Protection Services, APS, across Colorado. The State Department of Human Services had 1 year to prepare for the implementation of the mandatory reporting of elderly abuse law. Denver's APS leadership team worked with city officials from the Denver Police Department, the City Attorney's Office, and the District Attorney's Office to establish the city's protocol to address reporting calls for Denver citizens and the mandatory reporters. They hosted a training conference for over 300 attendees on mandatory reporting for the Denver community. Additionally, the Denver APS volunteered to be a pilot country for 90 days for the new data system, CAPS, the Colorado Adult Protection System. Workers were handling cases in both the old data system and piloting the new data system until the final transition occurred in July. The outcome of the team's performance has strengthened relationships with the Denver Police Department, the Denver City Attorney's Office, and the District Attorney's Office as well, to ensure that Denver was in compliance with the new law. Throughout the changes, Denver APS maintained a 98% timely response rate for all new referrals and a 15% increase in referrals. The Denver Adult Protection Services team serves victims of financial exploitation, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and caretaker neglect. The dedication and years of experience exemplifies the STAR's values to the Denver community and the at-risk adults they serve every day. Thank you again for taking care of the city's most vulnerable. Denver Animal Protection Team, Denver Animal Protection. For years, the Denver Animal Shelter struggled with key performances, measures, and staff morale. In 2014, the Denver Animal Shelter participated in a 6-month program with peak performance called Peak Partnership. Executive Director Alice Nightingale immediately committed to training all staff members in the Peak Academy and required each staff member to put the training to the test by both submitting an innovation and participating in a team-based rapid improvement event and/or workshop. Prior to the partnership, the shelter's team worked in silos, resulting in an average length of stay for animals of 14 days. As staff and volunteers watched the animals stay and deteriorate, morale depleted, as did the community's relationship with the shelter. Peak Partnership helped employees change how the shelter did business. The team ran adoption specialists, mapped out process to reduce backlog, reduce hold times on stray dogs, and streamline the spay and neuter timeframes. The improvement efforts made the shelter a better place to work and improved relationships with other key partner agencies, such as Denver 311 and the Denver Dump Freds League. The Denver Animal Shelter's work serves as the model for other city agencies and animal shelters in Memphis, Virginia, and Eagle County. The shelter reduced the length of stay for all animals from 14 days to 11 days, saving Denver $365,700. The staff worked on 47 different process and improvement projects, resulting in a total annual savings of $792,540. Additionally, the shelter's new name, Denver Animal Protection, truly reflects their work. We certainly want to thank Denver Animal Protection team for their hard work. The Denver Animal Protection team this is a quote that someone wanted us to read. This is from Melissa Fields, and she wanted the team to hear this. She says, "The Denver Animal Protection team is the best team I've ever worked with. I was attacked by a dog as a child, and the staff not only embraced peak and process improvement, they helped me overcome my fears and rebuild my love of animals. From them, I learned so much about forgiveness, compassion, and work ethic. My job is to help agencies to get better, but I am humbled to admit that the staff at the shelter has made me better. Because of them, I am a better public servant and have renewed appreciation for what it means to truly serve a city and to care for vulnerable animals while ensuring public safety. They've truly touched my heart, and I consider it a gift of a lifetime to have worked with them." So congratulations again to the Denver Animal Protection team. Child Support Services, APA Establishment Team, Denver Human Services. Locating absent parents in order to establish paternity and child support orders is a difficult task for Denver Human Services, especially with the population becoming more transient. Last year, in an attempt to have those individuals come to the Child Support Division to discuss their orders, the Child Support Services APA Establishment Team utilized their customer service skills through the early intervention model. Through the use of the model, the Child Support Division contacted customers as soon as a child support case was initiated. The process allowed the clients to have more of a voice in their child support orders, more ownership, and a greater understanding of what it expects from them throughout the lifetime of the order. It also required the team to have more accountability and provide the clients proper information. The team was able to complete more orders in just 30 days of receiving the case versus the normal 90 days, increasing the number of established child support orders by 33%. This resulted in more children receiving child support benefits in a shorter time frame. The APA Establishment Team is committed to help Denver's children have better lives and dedicated to building stronger family connections. They continue Denver's growing philosophy of innovation through the lean process. Thank you for your work, the APA Establishment Team. Children Holiday Events Committee, Denver International Airport. Children under the care of Denver Human Services, DHS, are in a tough place during the holidays, as many of us may know. Children are away from their parents, or parents are working through the system. They don't often have an opportunity to have a good holiday. The Children's Holiday Committee at Denver International Airport volunteers their time to fundraise and provide gifts for the airport community to make Denver a better place to live for these children and their families. The group distributes communications to airline partners and collects donations. The strategy is to fundraise as much as possible so that every child leaves the party with something, including necessities like winter boots. The giving doesn't end with the children attending the party. If the DIA team receives more donations than needed, the remaining gifts are donated to the Give Denver program at DHS for other families in need. Last year, the Holiday Committee, along with support of the airlines, contractors, consultants, and employees, helped to raise nearly $7,000 in cash and in-kind gifts, food and clothing. To date, the DIA airport community has raised more than $124,000 in providing clothing, shoes, blankets, food, toys, and more than 735 Denver Human Services youth and children. Thank you for making Denver a happier place for our children. Marijuana Inspectors Team, DFD, DPD, CAO, E&L, and DEH. The effective implementation of the first ever sales of commercialization of retail marijuana was absolutely critical as the entire world was watching Colorado. The Marijuana Inspectors Team ensured that failure was not an option for the launching of retail marijuana in Denver. The inspectors committed to the mayor's direction that the city adopts a collaborative model in the implementation of retail marijuana. Collaborating agencies included Denver Fire, Denver Police Department, licensing, community planning and development, and Denver Environmental Health. Utilizing Peaks Academy methodology, the inspectors participated in a multi-department value stream analysis to identify the common themes and issues seen in marijuana licensing and regulation. They worked to educate themselves and keep each other informed of new practices, emerging technologies, and adapted policies to respond to unique regulatory needs. They built new processes from scratch to ensure all medical marijuana businesses were licensed as retail marijuana by July 1st of 2014. The project began with 79 businesses in April, and about half were licensed by the deadline. The others were either denied, withdrew their application, or were already inactive. By working together, the inspectors have been able to stay in front of issues and anticipate potential problems, allowing for the safe integration of a brand new industry into our city. Congratulations and excellent work on setting a standard for the world to follow. The next team we want to recognize is Peak Academy Team, Budget and Management Office. Peak Performance and Denver Peak Academy Team work to increase capacity to do more good by enabling their colleagues to innovate in their areas of expertise. Denver defines innovation as strategic change resulting in performance improvement. This means leaders create and communicate a vision of success through their strategic plans while investing in their colleagues. The investment in employees and their ability to innovate is driven by the Peak Academy, which teaches colleagues how to subtract waste from their processes and increase the value delivered to customers using the lean methodology. The Peak Academy empowers Denver colleagues to remove that which does not add value. Last year, because of Peak Academy, the city accomplished a cost savings of nearly $5.4 million and greatly improved efficiencies. That's a big deal. That's a lot of money. Nearly 200 trainees received their black belts and 1,700 received their green belts. Peak Academy has trained approximately 200 non-city and county of Denver participants, representing 28 nonprofit partners and 30 distinct governmental jurisdictions. Congratulations to the Peak Academy team. P.S. You Are Here team, Arts and Venues. Inspired by the book, For the Love of Cities, the Denver Cultural Plan, Image 2020, the P.S. You Are Here team, set out to make Denver a better place to live by facilitating the creation and activation of beautiful public spaces that inspire and delight people, making them love their city even more. Building on the trend of small-scale, low-cost urban interventions known as tactical urbanism, the team built a micro-grant program to encourage the efforts of Denver residents. However, the team learned smaller isn't necessarily easier. A similar micro-grant project had been instilled in years past, but various city processes and requirements had prevented it from fully launching. What set this project apart was the commitment of the employees to break down silos between departments and cut the red tape that can spare citizens from engaging city resources. P.S. You Are Here encourages place-based grassroots involvement from the entire community, creating authentic, livable neighborhood experiences. Last year, the program received 46 projects submitted. Either community-led projects were awarded and funds. Thank you, P.S. You Are Here, for your teamwork. Sustainable neighborhood teams, environmental health. A challenge for Denver's community sustainability work has been how to engage residents to help themselves make meaningful changes in their neighborhoods. Denver Environmental Health Sustainable Neighborhoods program gives residents the opportunity to become active partners in building vibrant and sustainable communities. The program provides support to assist citizens in enhancing neighborhood sustainability. Neighborhoods organize workshops, projects, and events that enhance the livability of their neighborhoods and reduce residents' ecological footprints. They can also earn credits for their efforts, and depending on the number of credits earned in a given year, they may receive designation as a participating sustainable neighborhood or an outstanding sustainable neighborhood. The program helps the city meet its sustainability goals. As a result of its teamwork, 9 neighborhoods applied for the program and 3 neighborhoods were selected as the freshman class. And after 1 year, all 3 neighborhoods have achieved the Outstanding Sustainable Neighborhood designation. Additionally, over 50 projects have been completed in neighborhoods. Over 3,400 people have attended workshops, 4 community gardens have been built, over 200,000 pounds of scrap metal recycled, and 150 LED light bulbs were distributed, saving residents over $3,300 per year. Fantastic work, ladies. I would now like to invite back up Karen Naparco, our Executive Director of HR. For some closing remarks.
Wow, that was pretty special, don't you think? Congratulations to all of our winners today. There's one really common thread, I think, across all of the 5281 winners today. They're dedicated, they're leaders, first of all, right? They're dedicated, they're aware, they're curious about the opportunities and the ways that they can make a difference in their city, in their work group, and with their peers. They take great pride in their organization and the contributions that they can make to our great city. I'm extremely proud and privileged to be part of the same organization as all of you, and I thank you for that. I too have the opportunity to work alongside all the employees who positively impact our community and make Denver so great and so very special, so thank you for that. Thank you too for your contributions and for living the values that are so important to our organization and that are a part of everything that we do every day. Thank you for that. I'd also like to take another brief moment for the third thank you to the committee who put on today's wonderful event. Thank you so much for your efforts, your hard work, and your contributions. Thank you. And then just one last reminder, as Mayor Hancock had suggested, don't forget your project Denver Delivers, and grab your phones and take a chance to catch people doing a really good thing. So thank you again. It's a great program, so thank you, Mayor Hancock. Okay, I think we have completed our luncheon and our award ceremony today. Thank you all for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next year. We hope you have a safe trip home. And again, I hope that you are as inspired as I have been today by the great work of the peers in our organization. Thank you again and have a great day.
Denver 8 TV, your city, your source.